Alright people, it's been several months since I've done a podcast, and yeah, I know, I've been pretty fucking lax about it. I'm not sorry, to be fair. I had other shit going on in my life, just as I do now, funnily enough, but I figured I enjoy doing this, why not keep doing it? And bonus, it's been long enough for me to sort my shit and actually find something to talk about. Well, that's kind of nice, you know. It's actually having something to talk about instead of doing them constantly, and just running out of things to talk about. It makes it a lot easier to do. And I like talking, so, you know. Right. So, first things first. I'm still at university, still studying. I'm significantly better programmer than I used to be. Yeah, no, it's going good, actually. So my year's been going pretty generically okay. Nothing too special, but nothing bad, you know. Me and the lady friend are still going strong, and I'm sure she'll be listening out for this as soon as I tell her it's up. So, hey honey, I hope you're listening, and I hope it's not terrible, because you'll surely give me shit if it is. But, yeah, so I'm currently in a new flat for the year. But, I mean, this is in September, so I'm only going to be in the flat for one more chunk of time. What was September? You know, like 3 months. So, I can live with that, you know. It's not that bad. But, tell you, when people don't clean up, it's really shit. But, whatever. I'm not here to complain about my flatmates, because I would fill the podcast up with it, and that's just... I feel a little bit shitty doing that. I'm fine with grumbling to myself, but I think posting it out on the internet, no matter how pissed off I am, is a bit cunty. Okay, so this semester I'm doing a Java integrated web development program. Nothing too bad. I mean, I've been keeping up, except for the last week. I've been lazy about it, and it's the last milestone at the end of this coming week, so I really need to get onto it. But I mean, it's just this, I have no energy for web design these days. I did it in my first year of university and didn't enjoy it at all, so I abandoned it. Now I'm doing that voluntarily, you know, towards middle of my degree sort of thing. And let us not forget, I'm currently creating a website for a friend of mine, and yes, I'm going to nerd out on you people. I play Minecraft, big whoop. But I am the admin for a new server with a friend of mine, and he's asked me to build up a website for it. And I mean, honestly, getting back into it and flexing the muscles a little bit it's fun. I really enjoyed it so far, and it's honestly nowhere near as bad as I remember it being. It sure as shit ain't good, but I mean, making tiny little incremental things and then refreshing a page to see the changes. It's kind of cool, but it's fucking annoying at the same time. But I am enjoying it. And I'm getting paid. So I can live with that, you know. I put in a lot more effort when I get paid, I will say that for sure. But, yeah, so I'm in my flat. It is currently pretty fucking cold outside. And it's reasonably chilly inside, which is kind of annoying because, you know, we're into the first month of, we're most of the way through the first month of spring now. And you'd hope it'd get a little warmer. Just a little bit. Like, I can't say I'm surprised, but fuck's sake, I'm getting sick of it. I need a little bit of warmth. It's better when you do. So, right, what do we want to talk about? Yeah, I got a new laptop. You might just be able to hear it in the background. It's a awful fan that I really need to replace. I've already replaced the monitor on it because I accidentally dropped the fucking thing, which is rather, you know, helpful. And basically, yeah, that's been running, doing its thing. It's given me a lot of a lot of ability to program more efficiently, get stuff done, actually interact with people without using a fucking iPad to do it. And I tell you what, there is nothing quite the same as using a mouse and keyboard, efficiently and quickly comparatively to fucking touch on the fucking screen and trying to make sure you don't tip it over. It's a pain in the ass. Like, I like my iPad, but I'm waiting for some headphones, and they have a built-in microphone and stuff like that. I'm waiting for them to arrive so I can honestly just record this using some software I can find on like SourceForge or somewhere, free software. So I'm waiting for them to arrive, and they're fucking nice headphones. I can't wait for it, because this year I managed to break not one pair, but 2 pairs of headphones. I mean, one pair was this old pair of headphones I've had for like 4 years, and it's like, they were on their way out anyway. They'd already been broken once, and I'd managed to fix them with duct tape. I was pretty proud of that, to be fair. They were still comfy, but I managed to fuck them up on the other side, naturally. Because if it was just the same side that was already fucked, I would just get more tape. It's not an issue. But yeah, buggered the other side. Needless to say, peeved, but not overly pissed. The one that really pissed me off was when I managed to bugger my pair of headphones that I do use constantly, which I've also had for like 3 or 4 years, but cheap, good quality, and durable headphones. I mean, they're hard to find these days if you're not willing to pay more than like $50. So, but as I've just had my birthday, well, actually, my birthday is still currently happening, and I've just stopped working on a paid commission website. Instead of, going out drinking, blah, 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 shit like that. I mean, I've been to see my family, had a nice dinner, it was delicious. And I'm a very adventurous person, so I got some cooking wear for prisons this year. I couldn't be happy with it, to be fair, and my flatmates are not touching them until they learn to clean. But, yeah. Yeah, no, so I figure I can ramble on about super nerdy shit for ages and blah blah blah, but I mean, I tend to ramble. I know I do. And while I like that, because I can spin quite a yarn, I think it'd be better if I mix it up a little bit. So I know not everyone's a gamer, I know not everyone's into programming or web design or listening to someone talk about it for an hour. Rest assured, I'm not going to talk for that long. Instead, I think I'll have to educate you on what I've been going through musically for the past, I'd say year. That's a good one, because last year, while we were still doing World of Darkness, I was still recording my own podcasts. Oh, by the way, World of Darkness won't be coming back. I hate the people I live with, so I'm not going to play a tabletop role-playing game with them. I may start recording a D&D campaign. Yes, I nerded out again and found another tabletop role-playing game with one I've never played before, again. But it's quite fun. It's shenanigans. I'd love to record it, but the issue is I'd need a couple of condenser mics. I'd need the fucking, the Yeti coverings on them that just mute out all the sound, so you don't hear each other coming across on like 3 different mics and shit like that. And also, we yell sometimes, so I don't really want to deafen people, I'm not gonna lie. This has auto levelers and stuff on it, so when you yell, it'll drop it down right away, but usually by that point you've finished yelling, and so it's really quiet for when someone talks next until it builds back up, so live and learn. We're, at some point, once I sort a few things out, I'm definitely going to look at getting, a cheap podcasting mic, because I would love to have one. I mean, I may not do this frequently, but it's really fun. When you've got someone to talk to, or something to talk about, even just that, it's really, really good. So, enough of the nerd rant. Time for music nerdery. So, the introduction song that you heard, I don't know if you know it. It is I don't know if I've introduced it, I should say. Whether or not you know it's immaterial, it doesn't matter. it may be something you want to hear. But it's a band called Stolen Babies. I first heard of them through the Devin Townsend project, when they released a new album called Z2, or the second Ziltoid album. The lead singer of Stolen Babies appeared on it because she has a fucking awesome voice, like really cool voice. Plus she plays accordion, but that's for the band, not for the DTP work she was on. She appeared on the Ziltoid side of the double album as a character called the War Princess, because for those of you who know the Devin Townsend project, he's got a couple of concept albums now, you know. Ziltoid 1, Alien Invading Earth, blah blah blah. Yeah, this one kind of expands on it. Doesn't make much sense, but it's great. Love it. Really good album. But she plays the War Princess, and she sounded really cool, so I was like, who's that person? Oh, they're in a band. Oh, Stolen Babies. Okay, I'll give them a listen. Oh, accordion, like avant-garde metal. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. And that was not the first song I heard. I started on their album that was released more recently called Naught, I believe. Yeah, Naught. It was released like 3 years ago, I think, and it's a little... I don't want to say mainstream or anything like that. It's a little more gentrified, maybe. It kind of makes itself a little more accessible, and in some ways it kind of loses that original sound that, you know, draws people to the band. It's like, sure, a band should change and progress, and if they don't, it's kind of stagnation, and that's kind of awful, but at the same token, they have a very distinctive sound on their first album, and it kind of fades out over time, and it's not disappointing because the music's still really good. It's just, yeah, I hate to be one of those people and say that it's not the same, because I really just thought, you know, yeah, it's not, but it's really good. It's just not, I don't want to say as good. It's just different. They ease up on the bass, which is really shitty, because the first album called There Be Squabbles, or There Be Squabbles, ahead, whatever it is. I'd actually have to look it up for you, to be fair. I'm not completely sure, but I think it's that. What they did for the most part was the bass played the melody lines for a lot of the songs, which is really cool. I mean, I haven't really heard a lot of bands that do that. I haven't heard a lot of bands with bass players who do take the lead role in general. I mean, sure, there's people who do, you know, the bass solos and shit, and they get about 10 seconds, 30 seconds out of a fucking album. But Stolen Babies, they let their bass player take the lead, and they play the melody, which is really cool. But it's like, okay, what's the guitar going to do? It can't take the place of the bass. It doesn't work. So the bass plays almost not an amalgamation, but, you know, it's a combination of the melody and the bass line. And that's really cool, because the guitar augments the melody line that the bass plays. So when needed, it adds a little extra edge. It gives it, you know, harmonies, stuff like that. It's really cool. I'm not used to talking reasonably quick and extended amount of time anymore. As you can probably tell, my voice is getting a little hoarse. I'm also still a little bit sick, so don't worry, it's just me failing at life. It's fine. So yeah, Stolen Babies, There Be Squabbles ahead. Heavy bassline melody, less keyboard use, but a heavy accordion use. And it's a lot more raw-edged, and I mean most albums from a band, like most first albums from bands are. They're just that. They are very raw because it's their first attempt at commercializing their music. Which, yeah, makes sense. But, yeah. Naught was a good evolution. I'm not disputing that. It was a really cool album. My girlfriend hates it. But I don't care.